Hello there, and I want to welcome you to the very first session of the Mind Conditioning Accelerator. And even though I call this the first session, I am assuming that you have already done the first assignment, which is a video that you would have found on your member dashboard. Now, your member dashboard has been designed very specifically to guide you through these next 30 days. And during these next 30 days, the idea is that when you give this your concentrated attention, and that's what I'm going to really encourage you to do. So even as you're watching this class and any of the classes, that your focus is here. We are focusing on conditioning your mind for success so that you're in the habit of manifesting everything that you desire, and that everything that you desire is being drawn to you with least amount of effort. And it's absolutely possible. And I know it's possible because I've been studying this for close to a half a century and been applying it for the same amount of time. And so I know it absolutely works. So what you will do is become very familiar with your dashboard. And depending on when you join the program, you will receive these classes every few days over a 30-day period. And every day you're also going to be receiving a daily video message, starting with day one, which is let's have some fun. And there are 30 messages that are all equally powerful for you. They will inspire you. They will remind you of the teachings that we're going through. Now, there are assignments, as you're aware. I'm going to be giving you some more today, and we're going to ask you to submit them. Now, you're not going to receive responses to every single assignment that you send in, and you can submit your assignments either, as you'll notice in this dashboard in the top left-hand corner where it says submit a question assignment here, or you can email them in. But either way, you're going to get out of this program, the Mind Conditioning Accelerator program, in exact proportion to what you put into it. But that's the same thing with life, right? You get out of life what you put into it. So I'm going to suggest take this very seriously. And while you're studying, while you're in these classes, while you're watching these videos, that you shut off anything that could potentially distract you. You want to give this your attention. Why? Because this is your life that we're talking about. This is your incredible dream life. So during the Mind Conditioning Accelerator, you will be guided through 8 teachings, 8 sessions. These are videos that give you valuable understanding. But also, as you very likely know, it's not only in the study and the understanding. Where the real magic occurs is in the application, and that's you following through with what is being recommended. Now, don't just make a decision, well, I'm going to watch all the videos and I'll go back and do the assignments later. Do the assignments as they're given to you, all right? So the first assignment that was given to you, which you'll find on your dashboard, which I shared with you on this screen right here, Mind Conditioning Accelerator, first assignment. So that first assignment is for you to identify your desires. Now, that particular session is about 27 minutes, 48 seconds. So go through it. But there will be work involved, follow-up work, but fun work, exciting work, inspiring work. So do it. And don't wait for another day. Do it now. Develop the philosophy that you're going to be, that you are now, not going to be, that you are now a do it now kind of person. You'll feel better, your confidence will increase, and you're going to produce better results as well. So in that assignment, you are invited to identify your desires. Now, even if you're somebody who has already done that, even if you have already declared what it is that you love, maybe you have a goal journal, or you have your goals written out somewhere, do it anyway. Start fresh. Just begin to think. Now, very likely, because you've had these desires in the past, they're still within you and they're part of your passion. They're going to show up again, absolutely going to show up again. So identify what those desires are. And what we ask you to do in that first video is to email us, send them to us. The reason is I want to make sure that you follow through the way that it has been suggested in that first assignment class. Now, the next assignment, which we're going to be talking about today in this session, is to identify the beliefs that are necessary for you to manifest your desires and to create a power life script. And then we're going to be talking about building the belief system within. So all of that is part of what we're doing. You've already started. The first assignment is really where you start. And today is a follow through on that first assignment. And what you're doing by declaring what it is that you want with your desires, it's like building a very solid foundation. The home that I'm in right now is a home that was built with a very strong foundation, which means it's not going to fall down. It's not going to get knocked down. A little wind doesn't come along and blow it off its course. Because it has such a strong foundation, it's solid. And this is what you do when you identify what your desires are. You're building the solid foundation for your life. And then as a result of that, because you've done that, we're working in harmony together, you and me. You're going to also create the necessary materials that are going to build your beautiful life with my guidance. Okay, so this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of clarity. And this program has been designed very specifically. It is to set you on autopilot. How exciting is that, right? Like that servo mechanism is already within you. We're not having to go and get anything. We don't have to go somewhere and have something installed. The ability for you to create this dream life, this beautiful life, the life that you desire is already a capability that is built right in. It's in your DNA. You were born with it. So you may not have been using it. Most people aren't using it. And that's why they're not living the life that they want. And maybe you've manifested some things in your life. And if so, fantastic and good for you. We're talking about taking it to another level here. We're talking about really creating a conditioning, which is a habitual way of being. That's you. That is someone that has absolutely been and is manifesting any desire. I think about a Walt Disney quote that I heard many years ago that goes like this: if you can dream it, you can have it. Now think about that just for a moment. If you can dream it, you can have it. Do you really believe that? Now here we are talking about conditioning our mind for success. Well, if you chose to be open to the belief that if you can dream it, you can have it, and you accepted that as the truth, you accepted it right here, right now, how extraordinary would your life be, right? Just think about it. If you could dream about living in that luxury condo and the top floor penthouse condo, New York City, Manhattan, if that's something you desire, it's not my desire, but I just, pulled an idea out of the air, you could have it. If you dreamed about having a spectacular home on the ocean, that when people walk in, they go, wow, this is amazing. If you could dream it, you could have it. If you dream about having the success at the level that you want, running a business, being a multi-millionaire, or maybe a billionaire, if that's what you want, if you can dream it, you can have it. And it doesn't matter what it is. The truth is, it doesn't matter what your desires are. You have the ability to manifest them. And I absolutely know with certainty that when you follow through with what's being recommended, you have the potential to manifest any dream into reality. So let's take a look at this program and your role in the program. So I created this program because I felt so inspired and intuitively guided to create it, because I felt that one of the reasons, and the biggest reason, is why people do not manifest their goals is because they haven't clarified them and they are not disciplined. So the success of this program and the success of life really comes down to you having the clarity of how you would love to live your life, and you're disciplined daily, that this is where you're giving your energy. This is how you are expressing your energy. This is the vibrational alignment that you're in, so that you're attracting everything that's requisite for the fulfillment of your desire, right? That's really what the daily discipline will bring for you. And I remember in one of the videos that Bob Proctor had created a number of years ago, And he had created this video, and it's approximately 5 minutes in length. And during this video, he was really validating one of my programs called the Power Life Script. We're going to talk about that one today. And Bob was saying that, when you saturate your mind with these materials, which is part of the discipline, the daily discipline, and when you implement and follow through, especially with the Power Life Script, and you discipline yourself enough that you are listening to it every single day, what you're effectively doing is you're impressing into your subconscious mind through repetition that you're building the belief system that creates that automatic success. It's like if you look at people that are already wealthy, right? They're already wealthy because they believe that they are wealthy. And even if they have a downturn or they have a period of time where the wealth isn't flowing as well as they would have loved, they'll get it right back on track. Why? Because that is the way their programming is. That's the way their mind has been conditioned. Now, that conditioning occurs because of the discipline. Okay, now we're also talking about the clarity. In the beginning of this program, we're really diving deep into the clarity of your desires, the clarity of what you need to believe in order to have those desires so that you build that like a muscle, and the clarity of seeing yourself and feeling the emotions of living that life now. Okay, living that life now. Okay, so I really want you to understand that, how important that is. See, your desires, your deep desires, the things that you really, 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 really desire to have in your life versus wants or casual desires don't provide the motivation. You will likely run out of steam or gas or energy. You won't feel like doing the work, right? This is the discipline, right? You won't feel like it unless it is a deep desire. Now, when you've written your desires, I'm assuming that you did not allow your old negative thinking or your old negative way of being of paradigms to hold you back. Because when you really connect to what you desire, so I gave a couple of examples earlier, talked about a beautiful penthouse in Manhattan. There are shows on television, reality shows, real estate shows that will show you luxury living. And they're kind of fun, right? You'll see it from different coasts or different parts in the world. You'll see them in Europe. You'll see them in California. You'll see them in beautiful parts of Canada, etc. And you watch these shows where they'll have people going to look to purchase multi-million-dollar properties. And I remember one time seeing a show of a $40 million property. And I'm wondering, and I'm curious, how many people are out looking to purchase $40 million properties? But everyone has the ability or the potential within them to purchase a $40 million property. And even as I say that, you might be thinking, what? Are you crazy? Now, if you're thinking that that idea is not something that is even possible, then you're already in your own way, right? You're already blocking the potential for you to have that. All you have to ask yourself is, do I really want it? Is that something that I would love? I want you to remember this for the rest of your life. If you see something that you desire, all you need to ask yourself is this question: do I want it? Do I want it? Forget about the price tag. Don't worry about how much it costs. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. You don't have to know how, and you won't know how. You simply ask yourself a very important question: do I want it? Think about that. You may want to write that down. And in fact, I would suggest writing that down. Take some notes. You're going to have a much better memory of the lessons or the sessions when you're writing things down. So write them down. Now think about your desires. And when you think of them, what do you feel inside? Does that feel really good? Like, does that feel like something like, oh, yes, that's something that I would absolutely love? You see, those desires are going to come from a burning desire that's within you. It's a passion, right? And the passion that you have for those desires is really your fuel. That's going to be the thing that keeps you disciplined, that keeps you going, that keeps you doing the work, that even when you get off track, you'll put yourself right back on track because you have that passion for it. Okay. So you may have already written out your desires, but listening to this class, you're thinking, oh, I really like this level of thinking. It's a different level of thinking. It's really coming from a place of infinite possibilities. right? Infinite possibilities. That's where I want you to be in your mind, is infinite possibilities. So these beliefs, the beliefs, which is really what we're building, they're not there yet, like thinking of the desire. And if we use the example that I've already given, a $40 million property, if someone has never lived in a $40 million property or anything even in between, $1 million and 40 million, and this is a completely new idea, you won't have the belief that supports you. But we're going to talk about building the belief. So you may have found, or you may find or have found, that when you think about something that you would love to have or do or be or achieve or experience, that your old beliefs are definitely going to attempt to hold you back. That happens. It happens. It happens with everyone, every single person. And all you need to ask yourself is, do I want it? Is this something that I would love? And if you do, then make a decision. This is your desire. All right. Just make a decision that you are manifesting that. Okay, we're going to get into it, so don't worry about the rest. I'm going to guide you all along the way. So the first assignment for you was to identify, what would you love? What is that desire or desires? Multiple desires. There could be no end to the desires. And frankly, you may have started to create the list, but you could add to it. Or you may have created your list and you can modify it. Maybe you realize now, as you're listening to this, you're thinking, oh, I didn't really identify what I desired. I identified what I think I can do. Forget that. Forget what you think you can do, because what you think you can do, the answer to what you think you can do is going to come from your current level of beliefs. We're building a new set of beliefs. We're conditioning your mind for success. And why I called this program Accelerator is because I know that when you do this and you are seriously disciplined and you are laser focused on your desire, you're going to speed up the process. This is absolutely something that you can do. Now, yes, there is a law of gestation. We will be talking about that further in the program, which determines that there is a period of time before things manifest into form. But you absolutely play a role in the speed of the goals manifesting in your life. And you know something? The universe loves speed. Loves speed. You've heard that term before, right? So what does that mean? It means that you focus. It means that you discipline. It means that you give energy only to what you desire and you stay away from what you don't want. So some assignments that have been submitted. So some people have sent in some things, but here's what I want you to know. You're going to build the belief statements or affirmations based on specific desires. So what I suggest that you do is this. I want you to now write out, what are the belief statements or affirmations that are going to support you in manifesting those desires. Okay, that's what I want you to do. Now, what I say here is some people that submitted assignments included belief statements already. So they weren't necessarily a goal, they were just a belief statement. Like, is it a goal to be confident? Well, maybe.